Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Foundations. We are continuing where we left off of trying to figure out what our father left us after he passed away. Alright, let's jump right back into it. Load our last save here. You wake up to the sun filtering through the blinds. You feel lighter than you have all week. Your mind is clear. You need to go downstairs to open that door. You go to your coat and rifle through the pockets until you find Dad's keys. You stare at them, run your fingers across the Cardinals logo, the bottle opener, the key for the basement door. You need to do your duty. Do you think your dad would ever forgive you? But why didn't he let her go? What is down there? Something that's loved you. Something that needs you. You attempt to eat the last of your leftovers, but you can only stomach a few bites. To maintain a semblance of routine, you decide to read the news on your phone, as if nothing weird was going on. When you check your phone, you notice a missed call and voicemail from your sister. Her voice sounds thin and weird over the recording. Hey Tay, I talked to Mom. That blueprint isn't from any wing they were building. She looked at some old document. It's gotta be way older. She has no info about it. She also said you can sell that table or whatever. And she doesn't think Dad killed anybody. Call me back when you can. Down in the basement, it still feels warm, but you can't feel any presence there. At this point, you've grown to be able to tell when she's there. So you sit on the ground in front of the locked door. You pull out the keys and stare at the door. There's nothing there. Are you sure she's okay? Your hands shake, even though you're not cold. It seems like hours before you feel something wafting up from beneath you. Not a physical something, but mental waves washing over you. It's crawling. It feels like it's been crawling all this way from somewhere, exhausted. She's here. I am sorry. I cannot show myself right now. It's okay. It was a false image anyway, right? That is correct. I am glad you're here. I am so tired after all this effort I have made to bring you here. I have been so hungry. Why is she hungry? Why are you hungry? Please do not be apprehensive. I can feel your reluctance. It was just a slip of the tongue, saying hungry. But is it true? She doesn't answer you. No one has taken care of me since your father died. It feels like a tendril, like a tentacle reaches for the keys. It covers your hand and strokes it softly. And then, your fingers curl away, one after another until your palm is open. Please. You stand up and put the key into the lock, feeling it pop open as you turn. The door is fragile and swings open easily. It's dark. Your legs are almost compelled to move. You start to climb down the dark steps, but you know exactly where to place each foot. No fear, no hesitation. There are a lot of stairs. They seem to never end. You put your hand along the wall and feel the jagged stones. There's no handrail, but you don't need it. The blueprints must have been for this extension. Eventually, your feet stop. No more steps. At the bottom, your eyes begin to adjust to the light. The room is small. There's a hallway to the left. But keep going, darling. Your eyes can't look away from the shelf. There it is. Keep moving, dear. You're almost here. Your breath catches in your throat. Are these trophies? Why are these here? I've been looking for this for years. You pick up the snow globe. Well, it's not really a snow globe, more like a glitter globe. It's covered in a thick layer of dust. You wipe it down on your shirt and stare at it. When you moved to San Diego, you spent a lot of time doing all of the dolphin tours. They're your favorite animal. You actually remember when you got this on a trip to Florida to visit Roy, your dad let you pick out one thing to buy. You walked around the store full of weird tourist items and landed on this. You shake it gently. As the glitter falls back down, you feel such a sense of nostalgia. It feels like you'll start dry heaving if you don't put it down. You gently place it back. As you do, you notice the thick layer of dust on the shelf and make sure you put it back down in the empty circle where it was. Taylor? Yeah? Please, keep going. You are almost here. You turn to the hallway and start walking. The air grows humid and warmer. You start sweating, and before you know it, your shirt is wet along the collar. It's not long before you enter a huge room. It smells like the fish market down the street from your apartment. 3 walls are stone and one looks completely black from where you are. There are no more doors, nowhere else to walk to. The room is empty of most things, but you can hear a low humming like a vacuum in another room. You find a large trash can against the wall. When you take a look inside, you find empty cans of Spam. It smells disgusting. You walk closer to the black wall. Once you get close up, you see that the wall is a huge pane of glass. You kneel down and look at the edges that touch the wall. The glass is very, very thick and covered in algae along the bottom. You stand and look up. The top of the glass doesn't touch a ceiling, as the ceiling is so high up that you cannot see it. When you listen closely, you hear the sounds of water moving. There's a ladder leaning against glass that you could use to climb to the top edge. You stare into the water in the faint light. Are you here? Finally, you hear her. It makes you realize that there was no real audio before, just a hallucination inside your head. Welcome to my prison. This is the strongest you've felt to her, whatever she is now. What are you? I will show you. The water rumbles and you place your hand against the glass. You stare at the massive monster. It extends completely in all directions. You hesitate to describe it, even in your own mind. There is no creature in the lexicon of humanity that could express what is in front of you. Her form terrifies you and is beyond any guess you could have made. She is all things, and you feel your mental state draining as you look her up and down. A giant eye closed in the center of her vision. As you yank your hand away, it swims furiously out of your sight, but it doesn't have much space to maneuver in. It whips around in circles and you dry heave uncontrollably. One of many limbs pans by you. It hits the glass and you fall to your knees. I am sorry if this is horrific, but this is what I am. Caged, bound. The ground shakes, you hear the water slosh. I am a higher life form. For an immortal, this is torture, serving a life sentence and having committed no crimes. And now it falls to you. It is your obligation to take care of me. No one else can do it. You pull yourself to your feet again. You stare into the glass, hoping for answers. This is not my fault. It's not mine either. She comes back to the glass and her form overwhelms you again. Oh, Taylor, it really does not matter whose fault this is now. My life is your baggage, as it was your father's, and his. I am paying the price for someone's curiosity. And now it is your turn. Where is my mom? Your dad pushed her away. Could you imagine telling someone about me? No, you couldn't. He should have kept it to himself. His father was able to do so. Dad never told Sandra, though. Yes, true. Later on, he was even willing to force her to leave so that he could eventually pass this on to you. It was very selfless, so maybe he learned from his mistakes with Catherine. You may ask to find your mother now. I will guarantee she does not wish for a reunion. Are you using your powers to stop her from wanting that? I am strong, but I am not that strong. What she saw traumatized her. I tried to soothe, but there was no use. I apologize for the hurt I have caused you. But your family has done so much worse to me. I understand. If your father had not let your mother know of my existence, maybe our lives would be different. Unfortunately, Roy is indisposed and unable to do this, and so it falls on you. Now, this is your duty. Can't you take care of yourself? Do you not understand that I cannot leave? Down here, being on my own, it will make me go mad. I am not just sentient. My abilities are deeper than you know now. And so, I will grow incredibly bored. So? Although I am stuck here, I still have reach. I cannot guarantee I would not become sadistic. I cannot promise it would not be levied against your family. But I do know that if you stay here, we would be happy. You feel uneasy, thinking that there's no way this can be true. I have told you what was done to me. I have shown you some of what I can do. I need you to decide now, please. You think about the suffering that this creature must be facing. Hungry, alone, and trapped. But you also know that your family's choices don't have to haunt you forever. You could sell the house. Whoever bought it could help her, feed her, do the things she needs. Do you want her to die? It doesn't seem fair for her to die, but it's not fair for you to also be trapped. You could stay and continue your dad's work, automate her needs, give her the ability to access the world through the internet or some other way. And the drug-like high she gave you, it could be the tip of the iceberg of what she can do. Once you accept all of this, you feel clear in your decision. Fuck that. No, I'm not on the hook for my family's mistakes. You know there may not be anyone else to take care of her. Roy could take the house. Maybe Don would do it. You don't know what Don and Roy even know about the family obligation. Anyone could buy the house and take this over. It doesn't have to be your responsibility. You need to choose. Deny the burden? Fuck yes. No, I'm not on the hook for my family's mistakes. I understand you're trapped, but I'll be trapped if I agree to this. I see. I could try to force you to stay, but I have already experienced that. It did not feel good. I'm not going to just abandon you. I have a plan. Please, though, before you go, I am so hungry. You feed her, make sure the filters are clean and the water temperature is correct. After that, on the same day, you pack up your things to leave. There's only a few items to take. Grandma's blanket, Scotty's collar, and your snow globe, which you sneak out carefully while trying not to think about it. You get in the rental car and drive toward Gene's house. You leave the keys on his front porch, under his mat, and a note. Keys under mat. I'll let you know what to do with the house. You make it home to San Diego and go back to your life. Over the next few weeks, Roy won't stop calling you. It gets to the point where you think about answering the phone, but instead you call Gene. Yeah? Don't give the house to Roy, I say. Did you talk to him? No, but he won't stop calling me, so I'm assuming he's trying to get it. I don't think he deserves it. What are you doing with the place? I tried to get your sister to take it. No, not her. I need you to find another Hoblet, maybe one of the ones in the UK. Sure, I can try to find them, but it's going to cost you some cash. I actually don't care. Someone good, someone responsible, needs to take the house. It's the only real family heirloom we have, and I need you to get this done quickly. Okay, I guess. I'll get it on it now. You believe Gene will fix it. And he does, for a lot less money than you expect. Your second cousin takes over the place very willingly. You don't know if he knows. You don't want to ask. Ending 6. All right. Someone else has it covered, not your problem. Okay. Let me turn this down a bit. So, I mean, that was a fantastic game in general. Very great story. What as I'm thinking, we didn't get to open a lockbox. It is what it is. If you guys want to play this game and try to open your lockbox, you definitely can. I believe it's one of the green words, but I'm not going to go out and try it. My interpretation is this has to be a form. If you enjoyed this game, you can support the buying. Yep, completely. Yeah, check the link in the bio, or in the description. So I believe that this is a metaphor for generational trauma or forms of generational stigmas that are passed on generation after generation, or it could even be forms of cultural bias, things of that nature that are passed on through generations that are kept up, right? And obviously, I keep thinking about this in a psychological sense because that's my profession. You know, I always have this form of a psychological side of things. So if I'm thinking about this on a psychological note, I would lean towards this form of generational stigma, generational trauma, generational bias that wants to be kept going. So the monster would represent some form of trauma, stigma, or bias that has been kept in the family for multiple generations. And I am breaking that bias. I am breaking that stigma. I am breaking the trauma. And I am living my own life. And I am creating my own identity away from the family. So, anyways, great game. If you guys enjoyed watching it, you can definitely try to get all the different endings. Link will be in the description below. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And leave some comments down below. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.